Hello beautiful people, welcome back to the channel. I hope everyone is doing well. I hope you're having a fantastic day so far. In today's video we are going to be exploring multiple opportunities. I have 4 job roles in this video we're going to be discussing together. These 4 positions kind of span across multiple fields. There is healthcare, there's also real estate as well. So we're going to talk about them one at a time. Before we get into them, if you are watching me for the first time, I say welcome to this channel. Thank you for being here. I encourage you to please hit the subscribe button and join this amazing family. On this platform, I provide unique job leads with direct links so you can apply, and a few details, specific details, additionals as well, that can help you potentially land this opportunity. So with that being said, let's talk about the opportunities in today's video. First one is, I'm going to start off with Optum or UnitedHealth. UnitedHealth Group and Optum is one and the same company. They do be a different entity. However, it is the same company. They are under the same umbrella, which is UnitedHealth. They do have this role open, and I'll tell you why this opportunity is a good one. Okay, so this position is titled Accounts Receivable Clerk, and it's in specialty clinics. As you can see, it does say national remote, which means that this position is open to everybody as long as you reside in the United States. The key word is national remote. So whenever you see that, always just know with UnitedHealth, that means that you can work from anywhere in the US and be a full-time remote worker. This position, what are they talking about it? It says the accounts receivable clerk is responsible for the validation of charge data received from the clinic settings, creation and submission of complete and accurate claims, follow up on claim status, payment accuracy, appeals, and correspondence. It went further to say that this position is full-time and is Monday through Friday. Boom. That's the first reason for me. There is no weekend commitment to this position. Another part that also attracted me to it is this hours of operation. So 8 a.m. to 4:30, which means you get to finish a little bit early. It's not the standard 9 to 5, which can also be very nice, right? So you can sign off by 4, you can sign off by 4:30. There's a little bit of flexibility there. And then in addition to that, they also talk about occasional overtime, because this is an hourly pay. Overtime means you get paid more, which is also beneficial. And I know that a lot of people out there, with the economy we live in, it's comforting to have that opportunity to be able to make additional income at work. So whenever the work peaks, there is a possibility you're going to earn more. And I think people always like that idea. I, for one, I've always liked that idea. When you're on a salary position, it's a little bit challenging because your salary is the same, even if you work 10 hours. So, however, when you are in an hourly role like this one, over time, when it's available, becomes additional income. So to me, that was exciting. And then the fourth reason why this role also for me was very attractive is the fact that you get to train from home. You do not need to go anywhere for training, and they are offering to train you to start this job. And that is really awesome. On top of that, you get paid for the training. So to me, that is a no-brainer. So really awesome. I hope you're keeping tabs on all the highlights I've made, because that's really important. It's going to make determination for some people whether or not they want to apply for this job. So this is it. And then the responsibilities, it talks about follow up on claim status, on paid encounters using payout portals, contacting insurance plans. So remember, you're not talking to members, you're talking to insurance companies, you're talking to people that potentially are supposed to be paying the clinic for services that have been provided to their members. So that is different. Okay, because sometimes I know that there's this idea, oh, I'm going to be talking to people all day, and people are not the nicest, and the temperature around everywhere right now, people are just intense. However, it doesn't matter, because with this, even if you talk to patients, right, your interaction mostly is going to be with the insurance companies. So UnitedHealth has all these clinics erected throughout the country, and these clinics see patients. So basically, this individual is going to be working at the comfort of their home, helping to analyze the claims that come in for those patients. So the doctors are going to put different ICD-10, CPT codes, HCPCS codes into the system, saying, I saw the patient for having headache, whatever the case may be. Those get sent over to the insurance company for them to get paid for that service they've rendered. This individual is just going to make sure you're following up with the insurance company's representative on the other side, ensuring that those services are being paid. And if they are not being paid, why are they not being paid? And how do we fix the issues so that they can get paid? So that's pretty much it. The qualifications they're looking for is high school diploma or GED. Obviously this is a big requirement. Whenever I see it, it is interesting. Sometimes it's almost like intuitive, but I like that they still have it on here. You must be 18 years of age or older. So they want to make sure you are at least 18, 1 year or more of medical billing experience. So claim status, claims appeals, follow-up, medical biller, someone who has done a little bit of data entry, payment entry, all of that would fall into the category of experience for this requirement. They also talk about experience with an understanding of ICD-10. I already talked about that, right? That is relevant here because the doctors are going to be seeing patients, assigning these specific codes based on description, based on diagnosis, before they can submit the claim. So it's just really important. And then they also talk about accuracy, attention to detail, someone who has the ability to work within the hours they've specified, the Monday through Friday, and the occasional overtime, like I mentioned above. So that is the requirement. They have some preferred qualifications listed here as well. These preferred qualifications have to do with just having understanding, billing knowledge of Medicare and Medicaid. Those are things you can easily read up online, really available. And if you're not using ChatGPT to get yourself prepped for interviews, I encourage you to be doing that. They are free versions of those now, so you don't necessarily need to pay for it. So just be prepared as much as you can for interviews. Very, very essential. You do not want to flop that, because once you do that, then everything else just go down rail from there, and everything starts from your resume. Let me know if you want me to kind of go through ChatGPT and explore how I've used it for resume in the past, how I've used it to help, create modifications. I can do a walkthrough of that. So let me know if that's something you guys will be interested in. All right, so we are still on the very first job. So I'm going to speed up a little bit throughout this video. So the hourly range for this role is between $16.88 and $33.22 per hour. Obviously, I've talked about this over and over again, right? So if you reside in any of the mandated states to provide salary, like California, Colorado, New York, Connecticut, New Jersey, all of those surrounding, the East Coast, West Coast, those tend to pay higher. So you can find yourself more on the higher side of the salary range. But if you live outside of that, you can potentially be given the $16.88. But most times, whenever there's a range like this, they always meet you in the middle. So even if you're supposed to be on the lower end, you end up in the middle, and everybody else kind of go on the higher end. So just keep that in mind. All right. So that is the first position. We're going to move on to the second one. This one is a little bit more technical than the first. If you have done data entry before, all of these roles, by the way, most of them are data entry. So this one right here with Conifer Health Solutions is titled Utilization Management Technician. This is fully remote. And one of the things about Conifer Health Solutions is that they are always hiring. So if you notice this role, you see when it was posted, this is 2024, but it is still open because they are always hiring and looking for multiple people to fill these roles. So one of the reasons why this position made it to the list for me today is because, first, it is a data entry role. Okay, says it right here off the bat. Data entry of referral requests and modification requests, and you're receiving them from the provider office. So that's the first thing. Then the second thing why this made it to the list is also the requirements. One of the requirements all they're asking for is high school diploma or GED. So that's all they need you to have. And then the other reason why this made it to the list is that there is also no certification requirement. They do have on here prefer 2 years of college in general education. That is a preference. The experience they're asking for, they are more, very general. So it talks about medical assistant experience in a physician office, knowledge of medical terminology, managed care experience in Excel, Word, and general computers. So the experience is very general enough that I think you can almost qualify. Anyone can easily qualify for this role. So I thought that was a good thing to call out as well. So that is also there. Let's talk about the responsibilities a bit for this position. With this position, you are going to be responsible for, again, correcting, making sure every request that do come in for processing are accurately reflecting what they're supposed to reflect. This role basically work off a lot of medical record type of database system. They talk about EasyCap. That is a system that I'm very, very familiar with. I've used in my career. Basically, it's an EMR system. So what does that mean? Electronic medical records. You're basically putting in information. So as a prior auth come in, so prior authorization is basically a form, and most of us should be familiar with this. Whenever there's a major procedure that needs to be done on anybody, insurance companies always ask for prior authorization. So there's always a form. That form gets completed by the doctor's office saying this and this and this is what I want to do for this patient. Want to make sure that you are aware ahead of time before I do the procedure. And then the insurance company comes back and say, yay, go for it. We approve for you to do this procedure. Basically seeking approval before you do the procedure. That's all prior authorization is. So, and with EasyCap is basically a system where you're just entering information. That form comes back in, right? After it's been submitted to the insurance company, comes back in saying this and this has been checked off, or the doctor basically says you need to do this and this and this, right? So Conifer is the health insurance company, and they're receiving these forms and they're basically checking to make sure and then sending back reply saying it's okay to go ahead and do this and provide these services or do this procedure. So what this individual is going to do, they are home, they would be getting these information electronically on their computer in a database, a fax database, and they will be taking that information and entering it into the EMR system for Conifer, which is EasyCap. So they are basically letting you know already what the system is, so you can basically make sure that you're familiarizing yourself with it. I like that, right? Because then they call out already for you what to expect. That's another reason why I thought this was a good fit. They also tell you the expectation, right? So they put it already here, must be able to process a minimum of 120 referrals in a day. So in a work day, they want 120 referrals entered in the system. So really, really important. So this just reinforces that for data entry, you have to be on point. You have to be very, very fast in typing, and a lot of data entry roles require that, right? So most of you guys that are familiar with my channel know I've talked about typing speed. I've also provided resource on how to enhance your typing speed. So just keep that in mind. With this position, the salary is right here, is between $14.50 and $21.80. And for my research online, Conifer tend to lean more towards the higher end when they pay. So irrespective of where you reside, they tend to lean more towards the higher end. So for this role, for example, typically they're on average, they pay between $18 and $20. So just keep that in mind. All right, so that's the second position. The third position right here is this one titled Human Resources Administrative Assistant. One of the call out off the bat with this one is that it is in human resources. However, what you're asking for, high school diploma is all they need, right? There's a preference for bachelor's, but if you don't have it, it's okay. And they're only asking for 6 months of experience, okay, which is almost easily negligible as long as you have other skills that they've listed. So which means that even if you don't have the 6 months, I encourage you to still go ahead and apply. With this position, it says it right here: assist with filing and data entry for all legal guidelines. You're going to be helping to manage resignation termination process, to include providing agency notifications and ensuring appropriate documentation has been received, basically providing a lot of administrative support. That's all this is. And also it says right here, proficiency in Microsoft and Excel, and it's a preference, so again, easily attainable. So wanted to make sure that I call those out. Those are the main reasons why this made it to my list of roles to share with you this morning. The salary is $17.89 per hour. I do need to call this out. This is definitely a disadvantage, but the other pros allowed it for it to still get on my list, even though it says it's only open to Missouri residents, right? I may have subscribers that live in Missouri, so I wanted to make sure that I still provide this opportunity in case if I have any subscribers on here that live in Missouri. This is your opportunity. Okay, and then the last role, which is this one titled processor. This is for a property rental. That's why I said at the beginning that there's also real estate. The name of the company is Prosperity Home Mortgage. So they are looking for a processor. What does that even mean, right? Processor. This individual is going to be doing a lot of service level agreements. Is going to be reviewing a lot of those. Is going to be communicating with customers, mortgage companies, really helping real estate agents, working with other companies as well, escrow, title companies. This individual is going to really be in deep with all these processes, contracts, etc. So if you're someone that is very interested in that line of work, this is definitely for you. All they're asking is 1+ years of residential mortgage processing experience, and then they talk about customer service, they talk about high school diploma. So really those are the main reasons why I felt this was one to bring to you guys. Yeah, this is mostly a telephonic call, so very telephone heavy. I do want to also call that out, but however, everything else is pretty much straightforward. As long as you are someone that has that knowledge, has that experience, especially with mortgage processing, then you should be good. And based on my research, this position pays between $45,000 to $63,000 per year. So guys, we have come to the end of this video. I hope you find all these leads helpful. Please, like I mentioned at the beginning of this video, remember to subscribe if you are watching for the first time, and turn your notification bell on so you get notified real time whenever I post new videos, which are new leads. Really appreciate you guys for being here. Remember to give this video a like, share with your friends and families. I really hope that these leads are helpful. Like I mentioned before, leave comments if you have any questions. If you need guidance on anything, please come back, leave it in the comment section. Till next time, I wish you guys all the very best of luck, and I will catch you in the next video. Take care, guys. Bye bye.